Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on this channel, we love our makeup, especially our bronzers, and we especially love using the ones we already own. We're not here for Instagram fame or TikTok fortune, though I do those things as well. We're just here for real makeup for our very real lives and real people like us. So today's video, I want to share with you my top 10 bronzers for this coming summer. And if you missed it, I already did my top 10 palettes, both face and eyes, for summer 2022. So I'll have that link down below in case you missed that one. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into it. So I broke this up into two categories, matte and glowy. There is at least one cream and one liquid product in here, so those fell into their respective categories. Starting with that cream bronzer in the matte category, it is 1000% Fenty Beauty, the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. And I just love this. It is creamy, but not too creamy. It is warm, but not too warm. It's just perfect in every single way. And also it's just easy to use. Doesn't matter if you use a brush, a sponge. I particularly love using a sponge, as you can probably tell from this wide dip that's in the pan there, but it absolutely blends out like a dream. Absolutely no patchiness, nothing negative to say about this one. It's definitely my very tippy top cream bronzer currently. Next for matte bronzers is this one right here. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer, and it is in the shade medium. I really enjoy this bronzer. The tone of it in particular is why I love it. Again, it's really easy to blend and use, but it's not too warm. So many bronzers err on this side of yellow or orange that just doesn't look good with my very warm skin tone, but this is not one of those. It's silky, it's smooth, it's blendable, and buildable as well, depending on what shade that you choose for your skin tone. Another plus for this, besides the beautiful packaging, is that it is refillable. You can pop this pan of bronzer out. You could put it in a magnetic palette and maybe have a different shade, or if you pan this puppy like I have seen people doing over on TikTok, then you can replace it without paying for this entire component again, which reduces waste as well as your cost to repurchase your favorite bronzer. The next matte bronzer I only own in a palette form, but it is the infamous Hoola bronzer right here. I see nobody talking about Hoola on YouTube. Like, that ship has totally sailed, but over on TikTok, people are just using the absolute snot out of this. So it made me pull this back out and use it again. It is actually the powder bronzer that I have on today over my cream bronzer. It's nice and smooth. It's a really nice tone. They do have a variety of shades in the Hoola line now. They have a Hoola Glow, they have a Hoola Caramel, they have a light Hoola, just the regular one. I mean, there is a Hoola for everybody. They have a cream one, I believe. I don't know how I've had this in my collection for so long and haven't used it nearly enough. And if I ever got rid of the palette or used it up or what have you, I would definitely repurchase Hoola in an individual component. Next is another matte bronzer that came into my collection last year in 2021. It is the LYS No Limits Matte Bronzer. I have the medium shade, which is called Harmony, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of one of the darker bronzers that I have in my collection, at least looking in the pan, but man, does it blend like a dream. It is silky and smooth. I absolutely adore it. And I'm very excited to get back into this. I love the brand and I absolutely love this bronzer. And lastly, for the matte bronzers, this is a relatively newer product to my collection, but I have used it so much and enjoyed it so much that I really just couldn't not include it in this roundup. There's some other bronzers that I chose not to include because they're too new, but this one is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer. I chose to pick mine up in the shade Fair because I felt like the undertone was the best for my complexion. It's a little bit rosy. You're gonna see that this is quite light. It's one that I probably won't be able to wear too much during this summer, as I'm already starting to get a little bit of color to my skin regardless of dedicated sunscreen application. This is so smooth and buttery. It's definitely matte, but it looks beautiful on the skin. It blends out effortlessly. I don't know if there's anything that I would compare it to, but the other thing I absolutely love about this bronzer, which really has nothing to do with bronzing the skin, is I love this tone as a one and done eyeshadow all over the lid, blend it up in the crease a little bit, maybe some eyeliner, definitely some mascara, and out the door. I am picking up on that TikTok trend of just a quick and easy eye look. Now today I'm wearing the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and I did film this look for Instagram, so if you missed it, I will link it down below for you. Really, really love this. I love the formula of this. If you've been looking for a really easy, affordable bronzer, I definitely recommend that one. All right, let's get into the glowy stuff. And the first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 6.5 Deep. And this is the mini. I picked this up during the Sephora sale because I kept seeing it over on TikTok that people were using this as a glowy cream bronzer. And this is quite warm, so I do blend it out quite a bit. And sometimes I even put a little of a powder bronzer over top just for good measure. It's just beautiful in the glow that it gives. And there's definitely shades of this in the full size that are less warm that I think would work beautifully as bronzers. I just didn't want to commit to another full size. I have the full size in my actual skin shade, and I've had it for years and I've barely made a dent in it. So I felt like this was a better option for me. And this is especially fun, I think, for a summer night out or no makeup look, you know, going without foundation. It really, you know, it adds just a teeny bit of coverage as the Flawless filter does, but it's glowy and it just melts into the skin. An old faithful, an old favorite that you've heard about on my channel before, most likely, and that is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. I have the shade Light. It's glowy, but it's not sparkly or glittery or anything like that. You can see I've hit pan on mine. And I've always kind of touted this as the fixer of bronzers. Like I mentioned, this being a really warm color for my skin, this one over top would just help bring that warmth down to a more reasonable level. If your bronzer is patchy, if it, you know, stuck funny in a certain place or what have you, like this is just beautiful to apply over top of any other bronzer or to wear all on its own. Because it's such a creamy, buttery, sort of luminous formula, it is very buildable and beautiful, so I can wear this in the depths of winter and in the depths of summer, and it works every single time. It is absolutely fantastic. If I had to recommend one and only one bronzer out of all of these that I could tell you is 1000% foolproof, you cannot mess it up, it would be this one. Another very affordable option is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer, and I have the shade Sunset Striptease. That is so hard to say. It's very similar to the L'Oreal one, but I would say this one has a little bit more of a glow to it. I mean, maybe not more of a glow, but like Where the L'Oreal, the glow is like through and through. With this one, it's more of like a bronzer with almost like a golden shift, but it is so pretty. Any of these powder luminous bronzers are also absolutely stunning as an one and done eyeshadow look. It's smooth, it's buttery, it's blendable, it's buildable, it's all the bees. And I just love the glow that comes from this product. So I highly recommend this one. I do believe this is probably the least expensive out of all of these options. And then the next one I have is a duo. It is the Jouer Sunswept Bronzer Duo. I have the medium to deep shade. So I have Sun-Kissed and Sunset. I'm a real big fan of bronzer duos like this. It's kind of like having two of your favorite foundation, because then you can always mix them together and always get a tone or a shade that works for you. It is definitely, you know, a little bit glowy, but it's nothing crazy, no glitters, anything like that. And the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It is metal and it's, you know, it's just beautiful. So love this. I've had this for a long time, but it's still a favorite and it's still here, which I think has to say something. And we are going to finish things off with an affordable option, and that is the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Bronzer in the shade Sun-Kissed Beam. First of all, the embossing on this product is gorgeous. Absolutely love this. It is luminous, but probably a little bit less so than some of the other options like the L'Oreal or the Jouer. This is just so smooth. It reminds me a lot of like an Hourglass powder, where it's got that more natural luminosity versus actual shimmer. 10 out of 10, honestly, for packaging in terms of being sturdy. This is definitely one of the warmer bronzers in here, but I find that it just blends out beautifully. I just, I love this one. Overall, these are my top 10 bronzers for summer. I'm so excited to be diving into some of my favorite bronzers now that the sun is out, the weather is warm, and my skin, you know, is not translucent anymore. I will definitely be doing my top blushes for summer and my top lippies, probably drugstore lippies for summer. But if there is any other summer related content that you would like to see, never hesitate to leave your request down in the comments, because I always enjoy making content that you guys are looking to see. What's missing out there? What do you want to see my take on? Let us know down below. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate your time as always. If you did enjoy today's video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. It really helps us creators out. And then subscribe if you haven't already. That way we can see each other in my next video. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. And I will see you in my next video very, very soon.